is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Anti-Oki Podcast. We are here to just talk about some more bullshit going on in the news. And we got Drew back because Drew, I think you're a regular now. I think you're
all right.
you're on the show.
Yeah, I'm excited
because he mentioned to me, he's like, "Yo, we should do a podcast." I'm like, "I got one. Just
yeah,
all three of us.
Just join it.
Let's just make a big one. Yeah, why not?
Hell yeah!
I was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Let's just talk about shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some good shit to talk about, y'all. Like, there's a bunch of fucking bullshit happening just in like the social political sphere that we wanted to talk about today. I think. Just because it's some bullshit. But before we get into that shit, how the hell are you guys? Like, what the fuck is going on? How's your week?
Yeah, I've been great, man. I met a guy. I might have landed like a gold mine at my job because I met a driver who like he just like kind of just does driving at night, like truck driver one night. That's just like something he does on the side. But like he told me like he's got this like decaling business that he wants me to get in on and like can make a lot of money. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about it pretty soon over coffee and stuff and like. That might like really push me like towards my goal like much quicker, which is gonna be cool. So I've been talking to him like nonstop, so it's gonna be cool. Making some moves, you know.
Tight. Drew, what's up with you, man?
Sick. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm just trucking along, working, sleeping.
Working and sleeping.
I've been trying to get back on track with my content creation and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've just am like so burnt out on MK11 and I just don't want to play it at all. So
well, I mean, I'm about to venture out to different games very soon. I mean, it's just something you got to do. It's just because like, you know, when you find a niche, when you find like when you find a niche that you can make videos in, you really got to think about like the long-term strat of it. Like, how could I keep doing this for years and years and years and come to the conclusion that like I really have to venture out of Street Fighter into other fighting games rather than just because I can't put all my eggs in one game. Like, what if it sucks, you know? So I'm gonna really start doing that. Obviously, it won't. I mean, I don't know. I say it might not be as good as some of the Street Fighter videos that I've done, but it might actually do better in some cases. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, fuck it, man.
And I have a small enough channel that pivoting or whatever is not going to be the end of the world. So
I would say even in my case, it's still not a big deal either. Like, because most people who play Street Fighter play other fighting games. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like even
that's not the case for NRS people I've found. So
that is true.
NRS people are out here just playing NRS games and they don't play anything else.
Well, that's why really because you got the well, I don't know how you play, but when I play NRS games, I play on controller. And then like on other games I play on stick. So I feel like the controller crowd is like sticking to like, you know what I mean? They're sticking to what they're sticking to. And then like, you know, the stick crowd, we can kind of just like run around and play Guilty Gear, play Street Fighter, play King of Fighters, all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of it.
Anything on Hitbox really, but
true.
I'm gonna play on pad, but that's because I like fighting games. I mean, that's really interesting. Right. NRS game people don't really venture.
I don't know what it is. It's the same for me. Like I love fighting games, so I'll play whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know. I've done polls that have gotten hundreds and hundreds of votes that are like, I don't give a shit about Street Fighter. It's like, okay.
Yeah. No, I know. I've noticed that too, man. It's like, well, it's the same kind of thing with Smash, right? Smash players don't play other stuff too, so it's like,
true.
You know what I mean? Like, let them try to play Tekken and he got mad. What's that?
Yeah. Maybe they'll play like Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, right. Maybe. Right. They're gonna be like Leffen. They're gonna play Tekken and get mad at the game. You know what I mean? He was sitting there like, this game sucks. It's like, no, you just don't understand it yet. Like, it's cool though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get more into gaming stuff in a little bit. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about was fucking Joe Rogan.
Ugh.
All right? Yeah. Ugh. Dude. Okay. So check this out. For those of you who don't know, which, how could you fucking not at this point? The guy's got like 11 million fucking listeners or some shit like that. Joe Rogan has been outed as a racist. No, I'm just kidding. he basically, so he said a bunch of like N-bombs. He dropped fucking nigger a bunch of times on his fucking, oh yeah, by the way, Drew, we say nigger on this show. We don't give a fuck.
You're good. You're fine.
So
you have a car, don't worry.
Yes. Yo, you can say it too, bro.
It's gonna take me a while. I've been so conditioned to think that is literally a sin worse than murder.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would take me a while to break me out of it, but
Dude,
y'all go ahead.
I got Ceelows. We have that episode from like the first season or second season or something where I was just like, bro, just say it. You're gonna make it feel. It's gonna make you feel better. He's like, nigger. You're like, yeah. and it's like it's the same shit with fucking Joe Rogan. That's basically what he was doing. There was a clip from one of his shows. I can't remember who he had. I think it was a comedian who was like a really clean comedian, and he had him on the show, and he was like, dude, just say it. Just say the word. Like, and the guy says nigger, and Joe Rogan's like, oh shit, like. And I guess he told like racist jokes or whatever on the show, whatever, like 11 years ago when people weren't paying attention.
I'll let you give your take. I have a take on it.
Yeah. So that happened, right? And now I think like Spotify removed like a bunch of episodes of his show.
Like 100.
And I think it was like 300. I think it was a lot more than that.
Oh my goodness.
And he came out and he fucking apologized, right? Yeah. So here's my thing about this. Obviously, you guys know I'm not fucking sensitive about this shit. Like, even if somebody calls me one, you know what I mean? Like, okay, well, whatever, fuck you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up on fucking Xbox Live fucking Halo lobbies and shit, bro. You think I didn't get called all types of niggas and shit when I was in the fucking lobbies and as soon as somebody found out that I was black? Come on, man. Like, I'm stronger than that. Like, it's not really a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? To me, it's a word, and I honestly think that black people in general, we get like way too fucking triggered over that word, and it's like got an emotional control over a lot of black people, and I really don't think that that's good, because he who can make you angry controls you, right? And so like I really do think that like a lot of black people just need to let this shit go. But beyond that, the motherfucker was telling jokes. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, and you know what? Even if he is racist, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna listen to the show because I listen to it for the guests, not really for him anyway. So, like, you know what I mean? Motherfucker's gonna, I already know, motherfucker's gonna be in the comments talking about, oh, you're a coon, this and blah, 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 blah. Whatever, nigga, fuck you. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can have my opinion on it. And I also think that he shouldn't have fucking apologized, because the blood is in the water now, and these people fucking, they're gonna see that, they're gonna hear that, and they're gonna be like, oh, we got him. You know what I mean? So, that's what I got.
Yeah, my thing is, you notice what he said in his apology. He goes, you know, there's some clips going around of me saying this word. They're out of context. He's already admitted that they're out of context. Right, so he knows that he didn't do anything wrong, yet he still apologized. Right. This is the problem. When you know you didn't do something wrong, you still apologize. That's why I know the apology's bullshit. That's why I say abandon the public, like abolish the public apology. It doesn't mean anything. We like I don't think he was aware of it. Like, he admitted that he's apologizing when he knows he's not wrong. Right. Like, that's the biggest problem I have with it. It's like, it's not sincere. The apology, the definition, it's supposed to be like you're actually sorry. That's the problem with it. It's almost never the case. So like, he's just, at this point, I'm kind of like, anything that happens after that, he deserves, because this is what happens when you do this and when you give these people this power, and it's like anything after, I don't know what to tell you at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. And look, like, he didn't magically forget that all of those clips existed, or, you know, whatever. Yeah. Like, he knew he said it. He knew the context in which he said it. He never felt the need to apologize for it before now. Right. So the only reason to your point, the only reason the apology is happening now is because people are coming after him and he's giving in. Joe Rogan has this weird, I have this weird relationship with Joe Rogan where at times I'm like, oh yeah, he's so based, and I love that he has guests on from all over the political spectrum. And I saw that meme in your Discord, or I don't know which one of your Discords it was in, but it was the one that was like the right-wing bias of his guests and how many right-wing people he's had on versus left-wing. And the right-wing one has like Sam Harris and Russell Brand, and
who are left-wingers.
It's like, since when are these guys? Sam Harris is right wing, I guess, because he's critical of Islam. I don't know.
But he's a leftist. He's always. I mean, I don't think he's a leftist. He's a liberal. He's
Yeah,
always
he's
been.
definitely a liberal.
Exactly. He's not right wing.
Right.
He's not going out and voting for Republicans.
Right.
So it's such a weird thing that they're, like you said, it's this blood in the water thing.
Yeah.
Where these are not people that are going to forgive you even if you do apologize. They don't care if you apologize. The only reason they do care is because, again, it shows a little bit of weakness and it means they can pounce and destroy you, basically. And all he has to do is just not let them do it. He has like all of the cards in his hand.
Right.
He's freaking Joe Rogan. You just mentioned he has like 11 million listeners. What is Spotify gonna do? Just remove him from their platform?
Yeah.
They're not gonna do that.
They're removing
He
episodes.
pulls in way
now.
too much. They're removing episodes, but are they gonna ban Joe Rogan from Spotify?
No,
I would be very surprised if they did. So I don't really know what this apology is supposed to accomplish. I don't know what he's thinking by doing it, but it's obviously a mistake.
Yeah, I mean,
I think also, my bad.
go ahead.
I think the thing about Joe Rogan is that he's in a similar position that someone like Alex Jones is in, where he doesn't really need a platform to support him. He can go make his own website and get just as many
Right.
views,
Yeah.
really. I mean, because if you see Alex Jones, he's the most banned person on the internet and one of the most popular simultaneously.
right.
And if we understand anything about basic human psychology, is that people want to listen to people who are banned because they're curious, and eventually they become fans. And Joe Rogan could easily do that. I don't know if he's aware of this. I'm sure he is, but like he doesn't need the sponsoring of a corporation at all. So this is why I don't really understand this apology. It's like, what, you're gonna lose millions of dollars? Like, you're really not. Like, you have the fan base for it. You can go do your own thing. You can start your own company. You don't need, like, it's very strange.
No, you have a point. Like, he definitely could just create his own. I mean, he does have his own website, right? But he could just like sustain on his own. I don't really think he needs YouTube or Spotify or any of these things. And I gotta wonder, like, what the deal is, like, why he's like continuing to kind of use that sort of thing. Maybe it's just ease of not having to maintain certain things. I'm not exactly sure, but the whole thing about apologizing, I think that the thing about it is too, is that we're forgetting, kind of like what you were alluding to, Drew. A lot of the people that they think are right wing that were on his show are actually left wing, and they also think Joe Rogan is right wing, and he's not. And that's the thing. Joe Rogan is a liberal. And see, this is why people don't really get it. Like, he is just somebody. See, this is why I think that it's important to have a distinction between what a liberal is and what a leftist is. Because somebody like Sam Harris, somebody like Russell Brand, somebody like Joe Rogan, they're liberals. What a liberal is somebody who I disagree with on some economic policy probably. But I can have a discussion with them because they're not fucking crazy and they don't want me to die. The leftists are people who are nuts and actually are extremists and can't have conversations with people who disagree with them. And Joe Rogan is a liberal. That's why he's able to have a platform like he does and have all these types of people on his show, right? And be like, yo, I don't agree with you, and call people out and stuff like that, and be friends with Alex Jones and all of that kind of stuff, right? Because he's not somebody who is an extremist. And I think that people forget that, and that's where they got him, though, is they got him with, like, the guilt. Like, he even said, like, he said something like, oh, I'm extremely sorry about this, if I've hurt anybody or some crap like that. And it's like, dude, first of all, no one fucking gave a shit until 5 minutes ago. And you were saying this shit, like, years ago, dude. Like, nobody cares. Like, the whole thing, I mean, it's surprising to me because I feel like he should know better at this point. But there's got to be something going on where he's like in the middle of some. I mean, maybe he is at risk of losing money in some senses. But you're right. Like, I don't think Spotify is gonna remove him. That would cost him like $100 million. But I think Rumble just offered him like another $100 million over the next 4 years to move over. I wonder if he's gonna take it.
Really? Rumble has that kind of bread. I did not know they had that kind of bread. Very interesting.
Man. Yeah.
Because my thing on alt tech is, I don't know if the current state of alt tech will ever beat something like YouTube, because alt tech is really something that right-wingers go to and not everybody else, because the kind of content that's on these platforms is predominantly just right-wing content. There's not like other kinds of content that you really go there for, at least not yet.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the problem like alt tech has always had. It's always been like the alternative to mainstream tech, and like that kind of branding just makes it where it's just mainly just center right media. And it's like, you need more content than that. You need gaming, you need something with movies, you need culture in there, and it just doesn't really have it. So it's interesting to see that Rumble has that kind of money already.
Yeah, I mean, I think that part of it too is like if they did get Joe Rogan over there, it would lead to that shift that you were just talking about.
Maybe.
You know, because I think he would bring with him a lot of people. Because there's a lot of people that listen to him that are like leftists or liberals.
That's
that,
true.
like,
yeah.
Are surprised by and don't like this, right? I saw David Scott Jaffe, which, by the way, we still need to get you on the motherfucking show. I told you to come on the show. You started fucking talking shit on fucking Twitter, bro. What the fuck? Get on the show. Anyway, saw David Scott Jaffe talking about how he doesn't support censoring Joe Rogan. And that guy's a fucking raging leftist, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. Maybe it would bring more people over to like alt tech platforms if somebody like him like moved over to one.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. I honestly think that he's screwed himself over with that apology, though.
Well, really, what a huge issue is with his podcast in general is that something that I liked about it is that he was willing to have different voices from different sides of the aisle on and just treat them like human beings and let them speak what they have to say. He's bringing on Ben Shapiro, he's bringing on Alex Jones, so on and so forth. And I think ultimately that is, you were talking about the difference between a leftist and a liberal. A liberal is open to having conversations and exchanging ideas. And a leftist instead wants to outright condemn you and demonize you by association.
Right, exactly.
You can't even have conversations with those people, or then you end up getting lumped in with right wingers, and you end up with stupid idiot lists that put Russell Brand as a right winger.
Right, yeah.
Which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. But it's just I just wish he wouldn't have apologized, man. He was doing something really good with that stuff. I love that he brings H3 used to be that way before they decided, oh, we're so sorry for having Jordan Peterson. Whatever. Forget them. Just like, I don't know. Joe Rogan is a good source for being able to just listen to him, let people talk, and express their views, and then I can decide, because I'm a grown ass man, if I agree or disagree. But I don't know. Yeah, this whole thing has me really bummed out.
Well, that's the thing too, is that people think that Joe Rogan is like some kind of they're like, he's spreading misinformation or some crap like that. I'm like, you realize he just has a conversation with people, and like he calls people out all the time. He had an episodes with Alex Jones where he's like, I don't know if that's true. Jamie, bring that up. And it's like, come on, man, that's not true. And Alex will be like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, I was.
Here's the thing. I'm kind of retarded.
I love that.
Classic.
But like the thing that Joe Rogan did when he apologized, which is ridiculous, is like he basically just kicked everybody who supports him in the balls.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is it's like, yo, we're over here defending you, and then you're gonna apologize for it. Then it's like it just makes me look fucking dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's also the thing about because you mentioned H3. H3 really just follows trends. I've noticed. Like he was kind of like the center guy when it was popular to be center, and like now like the left is kind of taking over the mainstream, so he wants to get on the mainstream. So now he's doing that because he had like Trisha Paytas on saying crazy stuff before, and now he's going the total opposite way. So he doesn't really believe anything, and kind of what you said with the whole with how the left is kind of saying Joe Rogan's spreading misinformation. I mean, they define misinformation entirely different. I mean, it's really just like whatever the establishment says. Like that's pretty much what the left is. I mean, they define their own reality. They reject reality entirely. They just make their own. So
they reject objectivity.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like the people who say that a man can become a woman and vice versa are telling me that Joe Rogan is spreading misinformation. Like, come on, bro. Like, no. I don't know if I want to believe you on that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no, I agree. I'm definitely disappointed in Joe Rogan. I mean, I'm hopefully I would love him to come out with another video and be like, actually, fuck you. I don't like, fuck the apology. You know what I'm saying?
Be cool with that.
But like, he's already kind of the damage is done, I think.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm like, it's one of those things where I have to just kind of question the intent sometimes, because it's like I said, it's like he doesn't need the support from these people, and it's like, and he's kind of gone back and forth with. I remember he hosted an event and he continued the event even though the event they mandated vaccines, and then the next event he canceled it because they mandated vaccines. He keeps going like back and forth. I don't know if it's like he doesn't really sure where he stands, like he's not really sure or like what it is, like what is like his motive is. I don't really want to call him like that he's being dishonest or anything, but it's difficult to find out where it is because he's just always back and forth. Like but for a lot of time he's like fuck the left, and now he's just kind of like I'm sorry. He's just like I don't know what really he's about.
Yeah.
Maybe
like
these are there too.
These are the exact kind of folks that on multiple occasions on his show he's been like, I don't have any desire to kowtow to those folks.
Right.
Now all of us, I don't know. And speaking on the vaccination stuff, I've been vaccinated and I wear my freaking mask everywhere because it's required in Memphis. I've had COVID twice.
Yeah,
I got the vaccine and I wear a mask everywhere.
That's
and I've
surprising
gotten COVID
that if Memphis like. I guess Memphis is a city, so it's like super left.
Memphis is a pretty big city.
Memphis is blue as hell, dude.
Yeah, they're very blue.
That's crazy.
That's like over here in Minneapolis. They might even be more blue than New York, honestly. Like they're freaking crazy over there. And a lot of people are fleeing Minneapolis over here to Fargo. So like we kind of have this really like Fargo's like super base and Minneapolis is like super left. So it's kind of have this back and forth. It's pretty interesting to see.
That's kind of similar to here. So it's like I'm in Spokane. And like Spokane is based, but then like you get all the people like fleeing from California and fucking Seattle and shit coming over here and like almost like trying to destroy things. Occasionally you'll see like the blue-haired person or whatever, and I'm like, oh no, like you know, and because we're right next to Idaho, like Idaho's base as fuck. Like the entire time that this whole COVID thing was happening, you could go to Idaho and it was like nothing was going on. No one gave a shit.
That's how it is here. It feels like 2019 here. Like, cause I mean, if the people watching, you guys know my story. In New York, they try to require vaccines for my job. I said, nah, I'm out. I literally just fled the state, and now I'm here. And like, let me tell you, man. Sometimes I listen. It's funny because when I listen to all these podcasts, like I was living in what they were talking about, so it was always really like irritating. Now that like I'm so out of it, I listen to it. I just kind of like laugh, and I kind of like it feels weird because I'm like I haven't been around that. Except when I went to go visit for Thanksgiving, which is such a weird experience. Like going from like here where it feels like 2019 to over there where it feels like communist New York. It's so weird, like going back and forth. Dude, it's so different, man.
I had the same experience when I went back to Jersey to for my grandma's funeral, dude. Like it's like everybody was wearing masks, and it was like people were serious about it. Like I met up with my dad, he's wearing a mask. I'm like, what is going on? Like, and it was like where I'm at, like you see people that wear masks occasionally, but like. Most places don't care. Like, I'll walk in, no mask, whatever. Occasionally, somebody will be like, I went into this one store with my lady the other day, because she'll be like, you know, she'll put it on and like whatever and go shop or whatever. But we were in the mall, and I walk in, and I'm like, yo, this woman literally came up to me and was like, do you have a mask? And I just like turned around and walked out. I was like, fuck it. Like, you can go in there. I'm just going to sit down. And like, literally, we went into another store. All right, two more stories about this. Went into GameStop because I wanted to buy. My friend's kid had a birthday, so I went to go get him like a Steam gift card or whatever. I went into GameStop, and the gift cards are like literally right there on the counter. So I was like, hey, let me grab one of these Steam gift cards. The guy's like, hey, do you have a mask? And I was like, can I just like, I was like, bro, I'm just trying to grab the Steam gift card and get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, but it's required in the store. Like, I can grab you one if you don't have one. I'm like, bro, okay, go ahead. Take the fucking 10 steps over there. Get me the fucking mask so I can put it on for a second while you fucking sell me the card. Doesn't even make any sense. Another instance, I went into a store with my lady. She's looking at this fucking candle or some shit. And neither of us are wearing masks this time. And she says to me, like, if they say anything, we'll just leave. So I was like, fine. So she walks up. She just wanted to know the price of it. She's looking at the thing. She's like, lady, do you guys have masks? And we're like, no. She's like, no, I'm just trying to find out the price of this thing. She's like, well, masks are required in the store. She's like, can you just tell me the price? She's like, well, masks are required in the store, but it's $29.99. I'm like, okay, cool, bye. Like, just fucking.
No, you got to do that to make them. You have to make them feel stupid.
Slip that in every time.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's required in the store.
You got to make them. Yeah, like, you got to make them feel stupid, man. We're at that point. Actually, we've been at that point. Like me and my buddy did this when I was still in New York. Like, we would go to bars and just see which one will let us in. Anyone that let us in would just walk out and just laugh. Yeah. And we did find quite a few. Like, because
Nice.
there's a big movement over there. I mean, it's really not big enough. Really should be bigger. But
Right,
there's
right.
restaurants that have signs like we don't discriminate against people who are vaxxed or anything.
Good.
So we go to those places, and they were actually thriving with business for it.
Of
Probably
course.
still are.
Yeah.
It was like pizzerias and whatnot, and we would really just stick with those. And we
Yeah.
found a lot of like pretty base people out there. It's the issue with New York. It's just the vast majority support what's going on.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
even the recent mayoral election. I mean, the candidate, the Republican candidate, basically ran on a platform that like we're not gonna stand with these ridiculous mandates. You only got 20% of the vote. Like
Yeah.
they love it. They love that crap. There.
Oh,
That's why I
yeah.
had to leave. I'm like, it's a losing battle.
Oh yeah. Wait, Drew. So you said you had COVID twice? Was it
Yeah,
bad?
twice. It was real bad in 20. I got it in 2020, and then I just had it recently, and it wasn't nearly as bad. But, I mean, I didn't go to the hospital or anything, but I just felt like shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think I had it like for about 2. I mean, I got tested negative, but it was like the rapid test.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
my sister. I told my sister, and they were like, you might want to get
Yeah,
like
those are supposed to be really. That's the thing. Who knows what the
who
hell?
knows? Yeah.
Like it's so crazy because the people you talk about how most of the people in New York support all of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Here
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Memphis, like we have so much like poverty. Like the majority of the people here are pretty impoverished, and so most of the people here in Memphis are like kind of like low income, like they're super based. They don't care.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't even drive with a driver's license. Like, you know, they
Right,
don't
right,
have
right.
driver's licenses or insurance, but they're driving around town. So they're really not studying having to go into the local dollar store to get their tall boy, and they have to put a mask on to do it. No, they're not going to do it. And the people who run the place are not going to make them either. So you can really get away with, I mean, even though I don't know if there's a countywide mandate right now, there was recently, but it's hard to even keep track of because the people in this town, they don't care. Like, they're like, they don't give a shit. Like, we're going to go into the grocery store and we're going to get our, our mac and cheese that we can barely afford to feed our family. And if you ask us to put a mask on, we're going to probably ignore you and keep walking.
Yeah,
So,
right.
It just kind of depends on the culture too. And I could see that being really, really aggravating if the majority of people around me were all on this mask stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it's crazy.
I mean, that's what it's like in San Francisco too. When I went and visited, like, that's why I'm so glad that I got the fuck out of there when I did, because, yeah, you go there and everybody's serious about it. Like, you have a mask? You have a mask? Wear your mask. Wear your mask. Oh, you got to wear your mask. It's like, dude, like, it's really just about, in my opinion, it's really just about the folks who feel like they need to control other people.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
And what they've given, the government has given these people a little bit of power, and now they're just abusing it. And it's just like, you can see how fucking shitty a lot of people really are, like, when it comes to this kind of stuff. But we got another topic. Next topic was that slightly offensive episode with, who the fuck was the girl?
Eva Lovia.
Eva Lovia.
And Yako was the guy's name, right? Yako something?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yako.
Gross. That was
Ceelows,
one of the
you wanna
most
start us off?
infuriating. Yeah, so I'll start off by saying, like, Yako was really doing God's work with what he's doing, which is like battling child sex trafficking. Like, I love what he's doing there, and he talked about it for like half the episode. It's really great what he's doing. However,
wait, hold on. Before you go,
yeah.
Just for everybody who doesn't know, Slightly Offensive is a podcast. If you listen to us, you probably know about them. But just so you know, Slightly Offensive podcast on YouTube is hosted by Elijah Schaefer, who's on